Hi guys, it is Mandy from Mandyleeplays, and today I'm going to do another Before You Buy for The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. This is the only part where I'm going to say the full name. From here on out, I'm just going to call it The Adventures of Elliot. This game is made by Team Masato and published by Square Enix. So I'm actually really stoked for this game. I've been looking forward to it since it was announced, and now we are nearing towards the release date, kicking off the summer of JRPGs. So in this video, I'm going to let you know everything you need to know before you buy. Before we start though, as always, please hit that like button if you end up liking the video, and please consider subscribing if you're not yet subscribed. So without further ado, let's get into it. First, we're going to start with the consoles and technical details. So The Adventures of Elliot is coming out on all consoles: the Xbox, PlayStation 5, Switch 2, and the PC. It seems that we are looking past last gen consoles, which I don't know how to feel about that. It's like on one hand, yay, but the other hand, those other consoles are still good, but that's besides the point. Before we start, I just want to take a second to rant about games not having the specific technical details on their website. It's probably a me problem because it makes making these videos easier, and that's how I get a majority of this portion. But hey, I'm gonna try because luckily we do have the demo. So anyway, rant over. So let's start with the PlayStation 5 version of the game. The game targets at a 4K resolution, and it is running at 60 FPS, and it's gonna run about the same for the Xbox Series X, but with the Xbox Series S, you might expect to have a reduced resolution. Although, from what I could find, there is no specific number for the resolution, but with the FPS, it's gonna run at 60 FPS. Oh, and also, if there's any updates, I will try to edit it in here if I can. Now for the Switch 2, it's trying to go for a 4K resolution, and it will try to target at 60 FPS. And the reason I say it's targeting 60 FPS is because a lot of people, from their experiences on the demo, didn't really feel like the game was really hitting that 60 FPS consistently. It was kind of up and down. Hopefully this is just a demo thing, and when the game releases, it will run at a more stable 60 FPS. Oh, and funny part, when I was streaming the game on my Switch 2, it actually crashed. I don't know why, I don't know how. It just crashed when I was trying to save. I mean, autosave did save my life, but like, that was weird. Although being fair, it's probably just a demo thing. Now for me personally, I'm probably just gonna get it for my PlayStation 5. I really wanted it for the Switch 2, but you probably know why I'm not getting it for the Switch 2. A key card, so there's that. And then there's the PC version. Here is the minimum and recommended specs. And lastly, the Steam Deck. It has secured a green verified checkmark, so there's that. So that is it for the console roundup. Yeehaw! Time to get into the meat of the game, starting with the story. So what is The Adventures of Elliot about? Here is a synopsis. Now this is me piecing together the many articles, promotional material, and of course the demo. To start things off, this game is set on the continent of, I'm gonna butcher it, but I don't care. It's a stupid name. Philabida? They kind of wanted to make it like Philadelphia, which is such a weird moment of a shout out to the city of brotherly love. Anywho, The Adventures of Elliot opens up with a world teetering on the edge of collapse. Monsters and beastmen have overrun the land, leaving humanity with only one refuge, the kingdom of Huther. The kingdom is a fortified realm ruled by King Hichard. This kingdom's survival depends entirely on a spell of safekeeping, a powerful magical barrier maintained by the Princess Hura, which you could actually adventure with her in the demo, which is pretty nice. But beyond the magical barrier lies untamed wilderness, and beyond that, 1,000 years of buried history waiting to be uncovered. And that's where the protagonist Elliot steps in. Elliot is what you call an adventurer, which is basically the people who are allowed to go outside the barrier to find different things for the kingdom and to explore the old ruins. So hopefully they can find something to help humanity reclaim the land. But moving back to Elliot, he is a young adventurer with a compassionate heart and personal connections to the kingdom that he serves. He grew up as an orphan in the orphanage, so Elliot dedicates part of his earning to the orphanage, which is really sweet. And he also likes to play with the orphan kids. It's just so heartwarming. And he's also accompanied by Faye, which is basically a fairy, and her presence hints to a deeper mystical significance to the story. And then Elliot discovers ruins that magically appear outside the kingdom walls, and the king wants to search what these ruins are. And with the princess's GoPro earrings, which is basically earrings that she could look upon to make her feel like she's going on an adventure. But more magically, Elliot discovers a doorway to time. So yeah, this is a time travel game too. But yeah, the doorway Doorway to Time is a mysterious artifact connecting the present to the past, and through it they can access Philopedia's 1,000-year history. God, that name is insane. Each era peels back another layer of the continent's past, gradually revealing how the world became the way it is. So yeah, cool story. From the synopsis, I'm really looking forward to the story. It gives me Chrono Trigger vibes. Now let's get into the gameplay. So the Adventures of Elliot is a huge departure from the people at Team Masato. Up until now, most of their games have been turn-based RPGs and strategy RPGs, but apparently they want to do all of them because the Adventures of Elliot is an action JRPG. And honestly, I love that they did that. It adds more variety to their games and they get to experiment with different styles. The setup is not only like a Zelda game, it's also like the classic Mana series. And this was shared from the producer himself during the making of video Square release recently. But back to the gameplay of the game. You don't have a team of party members, except for, you know, your fairy. The enemies do pack a punch. So you definitely want to master the blocking, which I need to get better at. If you time your guard just right, you can swat away projectiles or knock an enemy off balance for a huge counter blow. Now, from what I know, there are 7 different weapon types. You have the sword, hammer, chain and sickle, bow, bombs, spears, and boomerang. The sword, of course, is a reliable starter that lets you pull off quick, wide slashes and charging it up so you can let loose with the special move. The bow is your go-to for sniping enemies, especially from afar, but provided that you have enough arrows. And then there's the boomerang, which is great for mid-range attacks. For crowd control, you have the chain and sickle, where you can just spin it around like crazy. I feel like the chain and sickle is probably going to be my favorite. Bombs do exactly what they're meant to do. It clears out the rubble and groups of monsters. So there's a lot of different weapons you can play around with. You're only allowed to carry 2, but you can hot swap it on the fly. Alrighty, now that the arsenal is out of the way, time to get into the other half of your power, and that is for Magicite. Magicite are elemental stones, and they are tucked away in chests all over the world. But not only that, you can also get them by beating up enemies. In the kingdom, there is a shop that you can access when you start using Magicite, and here lies the Magicite forging system. You can use these things called collective fragments to craft the Magicite stones and slot them into Elliot's gear. This gives your weapon cool new properties like elemental damage, wider attack ranges, or even completely different special moves. And then you have Faye, who is a very pesky fairy. It gives me Navi vibes from Ocarina of Time. Yeah, no. But she is actually a major part of the gameplay for how you fight and get around. Her whip lets you zip through areas, which you can use strategically, like moving around in a boss fight. Plus, there is the local co-op, so you and your buddy could jump in. One plays as Elliot and the other plays as Faye. Obviously, the Faye role is not going to be the dominant role, but it's still nice that they included this. And the real magic happens when you start mixing your Magicite builds with Faye's different skills. You can mix and match, be strategic, and be creative. So now that you know how to get around in this world, let's go over the exploration. Exploration is essential to the game. I mean, Elliot's job is quite literally an adventurer, so adventuring is a big part. This game takes you across distant lands and times with unique settings depending on where you go. And each of the time eras comes packed in with its own unique overall map, dungeons, diverse NPCs, and more importantly, plenty of hidden secrets just waiting for you to stumble upon. Dungeons are designed with locked battle arenas, clever puzzles, finding different Magicite, but also different weapons and things that could aid in your adventure. You will also encounter optional shrines of life tucked away throughout the continent, and these offer specific combat trials and riddles that grant you shards to permanently boost Elliot's health. And then you have the Shrines of Mystic, where our fairy friend Faye picks up magical skills that opens up your options for both fighting and getting around the map. So these are like the shrines from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not saying that's a bad thing though. Every era of time that you adventure to has completely different NPCs, areas, and dungeons. And of course, there's also side quests. Finishing these tasks earns you unique equipment. For example, in the demo, you have to do a quest for the orphan lady, and then she'll give you the bow. And then you have to do a side quest for your friend, and he gives you a spear. And you could also get accessories and money. So to wrap this up, there was actually a survey for this game back when the Switch 2 first hit the scene. They actually released a demo before the prologue demo, and they used the feedback to polish the experience. Square Enix have also posted a breakdown of the surveys if you want to look at it. So that is it for everything you need to know before you buy The Adventures of Elliot. I I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please let me know if you're excited for the game, if you're on the fence, or you're just not interested. I myself am pretty excited for the game. I love anything Team Masato, but it is also looking to be a really great game. So with that being said, please hit that like button if you liked the video and found it helpful, and consider subscribing if you're not yet subscribed. Trying to get to 11K by June 14th, which is my birthday, and I would love to get there. Although if you don't, that's perfectly fine. You can follow me on my socials in the description down below. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, play a good game. Peace, peace.